Once upon a time, in a bustling city in West Africa, there lived a young cleaner named Amma. Amma worked for one of the wealthiest businessmen in town, Mr. Mensah. She was hardworking and reliable, but despite her efforts, she barely earned enough to sustain herself. Every day she cleaned Mr. Mensah's luxurious mansion, tidying up the evidence of a life far beyond her reach. Amma was desperate. She dreamt of a better life, one free from poverty. One day, while cleaning Mr. Mensah's bedroom, she noticed a used condom in the trash. An idea crossed her mind, a desperate, risky idea. She believed that if she could somehow carry the child of a rich man like Mr. Mensah, her fortunes could change. After some hesitation, she decided to use the contents of the condom, hoping to become pregnant. Months later, Amma's plan worked. She was pregnant, and soon enough, she gave birth to two beautiful twin girls. Amma was overjoyed, but also terrified. She knew that if anyone discovered the truth, there would be consequences. She kept her secret, raising the twins in a small home, far from Mr. Mensah's sight. Years passed, and the girls, Adoma and Afia, grew into bright and curious children. They were remarkably intelligent and carried an uncanny resemblance to Mr. Mensah. Despite their humble surroundings, Amma did her best to provide for them. Even though it was a struggle, she often thought about her decision, sometimes with pride, other times with regret. She knew the day would come when she would have to tell her daughters the truth. One fateful afternoon, Amma's fears materialized. Mr. Mensah was organizing a large charity event in the city, and Amma was hired as one of the staff members to assist. She brought her twins along. As Mr. Mensah greeted the guests, he caught sight of the guests. For a moment, he paused, studying their faces. They looked strikingly familiar, too familiar. Mr. Mensah approached Amma, his eyes narrowing as he examined the twins. "Whose children are these?" he asked, suspicion creeping into his voice. Amma's heart pounded, but she tried to keep calm. "They are mine, sir," she replied. Mr. Mensah stared at the twins, and memories of his past relationship flashed through his mind. Unable to ignore the resemblance, he demanded, "Tell me the truth, Amma. Are they mine?" Realizing there was no way out, Amma broke down and confessed everything. How she had stolen his used condom, how she had given birth to the twins, and how she had raised them in secret. Mr. Mensah was stunned. Anger, disbelief, and confusion mixed on his face. But as he looked at the twins, his own flesh and blood, he felt a sense of responsibility. He could have had Amma arrested for her deceit, but he saw that she had acted out of desperation, and deep down, he admired her determination to provide for her children. He decided to accept the twins as his own daughters. Amma was both relieved and fearful, not knowing what he would do next. In the end, Mr. Mensah took Amma and the twins into his mansion, offering them a new life. He enrolled the girls in the best schools, ensuring they received the education and opportunities they deserved. Amma was given a new role, not as a cleaner, but as a manager of his household staff. Years later, Adoma and Afia became successful women, and Amma's once despairing life transformed into one of abundance. Though the path she chose was unconventional, her decision to risk everything gave her daughters a life she could only dream of. However, the tale served as a warning in their community, a reminder of the consequences of desperate choices and the complexities that come when deception and truth intertwine. Amma and her twins carried that lesson with them, forever grateful yet mindful of how faith had shaped their story.